good technique, he will be elite. If his technique becomes great, not just good, then he's a Hall of Famer.
Fighting through contact, fighting through the offensive line, being a double team, multiple moves stacked into one, just a play of pure domination. This is actual film, this is actual football talk. It's a football show, we're supposed to talk football, not storylines.
And you are listening to another edition of Blewett's Blitz. A little bit different setup today, or tonight, recording this at midnight, actually. So it's not my normal spot. So if I don't sound as good, the microphone's a little bit far away. Not trying to speak too loudly because my office is next to my bedroom. So I had to come downstairs. Don't want to wake the wife up. So I'm doing a little bit different spot. So again, apologize if the sound isn't as good as it usually is or whatever, but we're making do. But Kenny Yeboah today, got a lot of stuff coming this next week. Recording by next week, I'll have recorded Kenny Yeboah, Zach Wilson, part 3 and 4, Brandon Eccles, Dunn, Rashid, Jonathan Marshall, and then Tuesday I start Rankins, and then right after I record this, actually, I'll be doing some Tevin Coleman film because I have to get into the Coleman and Blair and all those guys type film. Already worked on Curry and a bunch of guys coming your way. All I think 12 of the Jets free agents, and then about 12 or 13 of the guys who were brought in the rookie class. I'll be doing, and we only have 5 more, or no, I forget how many more shows it is. I think it's 5 more shows, or maybe 7 more shows of the rookies, whatever it is. All of them are coming. All the picks, including Yeboah, today, Dunn, and then Hamilcar Rashid Jr. You're going to be getting. Other than that, it's been about 4 or 5 days, which is like almost a hiatus for me at this point. But I've been preparing stuff behind the scenes and busy work week. As it stands right now, my Nets are tied 2-2. With the Bucks, which is just brutal because if you are a basketball fan, if you're a Knicks fan and you watched Game 3, they shouldn't have lost that game. That was a brutal loss. And then Kyrie Irving goes down early in Game 4, and now they might not have Curry and Harden for the rest of the series, which is going to equal Nets' loss. So exit in the second round because their second best and third best player are out of the series, which would be brutal for a Nets fan who's never seen a championship. But a lot of you are Knicks fans, so who gives a crap? But let's get right into the Yeboah film. 24 plays, I think it is. And then at the end of it, I'll give a list of the strengths and weaknesses that I have written down for him. So the first play, and again, is it the most sexy thing in terms of willing blocker? No, but I do want to show some of his blocking ability or lack thereof at times. Because it's something that's going to be important at the NFL level. So we're going to watch him right here. He's Y off. Let's watch what he does. Okay. Again, nothing crazy. I think a lot of these plays are relatively simple with Yeboah, to be completely honest. So this review is not going to be crazy in depth talking about schemes and footwork, like maybe a little, but it's really nothing crazy. He just releases immediately to the outside as they hit actually Elijah Moore on the little swing screen, and Yeboah pretty much blocks his first threat that comes to him on the outside. Pretty good hand placement. Looks like his left hand lands inside, and then after that, you just want to. You don't necessarily want to extend. You actually technically you really want to have your guy close to. You want to have that quarter turn. Hands on the pads, grab, and then quarter turn your hands, which really locks in your elbows. So you really want to have a guy pretty tight to you, which allows you to have just a stronger position to him. Because if you're out longer, you're not as in control as if you were close. So you really do want to have him pretty tight, but still has his hands on. And then followed with that, you want to drive your feet. You want to dictate the block. You don't want the corner, the safety, whoever this is, to dictate the block. So you want to dictate it, and just runs them completely out of the play. So he's a willing blocker. I think he has some power to it, but again, this is going to be something that's obviously harder going to the NFL level, defensive ends, linebackers at the NFL level. So if he's not the greatest at it at college, it might take him a year or two to be even an average blocker. He's not going to be a Wesco. He's not going to be a Croft, but if he could be even a Chris Herndon level, which isn't a good blocker, but he's passable at times. that's okay. But you have to have some semblance of being able to block, and willingness is a big part of it. So we went from a willing block to a bad block. So we're gonna watch him right here, and let's see. Again, difference between willingness and actually good blocking. Specifically pass blocking, I feel like he's worse with than run blocking. But he's just basically blocking back, like hinging on the backside of this on the backside of this like play action. He's not hinging. He's just trying to kick out the seal the defensive end on the backside. Now, I don't think his relationship is too bad to the defensive end, but one base is a little bit too wide, and you can see him reaching like from his hips. He's reaching. He's not really under his block, and just completely gives up his chest. So not a bad spot to be in, but the base is a little bit too wide. And then, like I said, extended open chest. This rusher takes the open chest. Blows him up backwards. He can never refit his hands. He can never reset. Arm over to the outside, and then almost chases down the quarterback for a sack. So again, you want definitely tighter hands. You're not going to try to be like hug techniquing any defensive ends. So especially if it's an NFL level, yet alone Florida here. So got to have better technique than that in terms of working to him, but have tight elbows, tight hands, have them ready. Next play. I'm like trying to speak quietly. I think I am, but I feel like I'm almost doing it too much to a certain point, because I feel like there's no way she'd be able to hear me from all the way upstairs, but gotta adapt. You gotta figure out how to do these things with a new house. I'm not sure how much I carry, because I don't really just talk to myself in my downstairs living room too often. Yeboah, willing blocker. Okay. This wasn't by plan for me to just start off just with all these blocks. we will move past blocks. I promise. But let's watch him right here. This looks like it's going to be a split zone. Yeah. Split zone. Oh, he's more of like an insert too. Interesting. So, this works more of like an ISO, where he's actually where actually feels like he's like a lead blocker right here. So he inserts to the linebacker, and he actually does a pretty good job. Closes ground as he's coming up to the linebacker, drops his weight. Sorry, listening for sounds. Drops his weight, drops his shoulder, works through the insteps. And pops them up. Yeah, pretty good job. This is the willingness. Is it necessarily the cleanest? Like, do you want to? And actually, it's not really that bad. You could lead with your shoulder in a situation like this, where you're inserting. You're really trying to create. You're trying to create that vertical displacement. He's trying to move him. So drops his shoulder into him, gets the hands on. And then again, just drives. It's really not that complex. Like I said, a lot of this review is pretty simple. But with that being said, good job staying inside. There are times where he'll overrun his block a little bit, where he'll get a little bit too far outside to block a guy inside, when obviously this run is initially to the inside shoulder of Yeboah. So if anything, he wants to move this guy outside. So good job taking on this blocker with his inside, or taking on the defender with his inside shoulder, not his outside shoulder, because he doesn't want this guy to fill this inside gap. So good job on that. Push by. This is actually something I want to see him do more of. Deep down the field, use his hands, use his size a little bit more. But we're going to watch right here on this near hash. Again, something I want to see more of. But he just runs this. They run like a switch release. It's like a post wheel concept, where the quarterback is going to read the post to the wheel, and he the quarterback just sees Yeboah in a situation where he has, room to the sideline. So he's going to trust him to work past him a little bit vertically and kind of bend it outside, but get over top of him. And he just throws the ball up and just trust his tight end, who, let me get his measurables real quick. I know I have it listed, who's 6'4", 240, to beat the safety, the DB, whoever it may be. Oh, and by the way, we're watching games from Florida, Kentucky, Auburn, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Mississippi State. But this is a trust situation where he's just going to trust his tight end to win. And he has more flexibility to trust him to win because of the man turn right here, because his eyes are not on the quarterback. So he's going to trust, Yeboah to make a play. Yeboah tracks the ball, sees it's a little short, doesn't come back to the ball too early. You want to work late to it, because obviously the later you work towards it, the less time that the defensive back, the linebacker, whoever he's going to be going against at the NFL level, is going to have to adjust to what the adjustment is from Yeboah. So the later it is, the better it is. So good job timing in terms of the push by. You're going to see the left hand come onto the back of the defender, push him by, literally push by. It's pretty simple. Push by, attack the ball, catch. So good job tracking the ball, good adjustment to it, and good job doing it late as well. So watch it again. You can see this route's not really, to be honest, I would like to see a little bit more pace into this route, not necessarily here, because what they're trying to do right here, to this safety, well, let's call it, they're trying to lull him to sleep. With this action, Ole Miss had a lot of misdirection and things like that. So they're trying to just, and our guy right here, Elijah Moore, it was a big part of it, because he's a threat. So they're trying to swing him out here to catch the attention of the safety, defensive back. And they're trying to lull him to sleep and act like Yeboah is going to block. He's going to shoot past Yeboah. The post is going to carry him and this defensive back inside, and he's going to be running free up the sideline. That's what they're trying to do. And that's why Yeboah is obviously coming off of this release. Like, don't look at this and be like, oh, his release is terrible. It's because that's what they're trying to do, this defensive back. At this point, you'd like to see a little bit more like acceleration. Like, you can see he's running pretty slow right there. So again, he's a decent athlete, not the best. Acceleration, I think his long speed's relatively good, but this is not the best example of it, obviously. So he doesn't have like crazy physical traits. But I do like the work at the catch point or pre-catch point right there from Yeboah. Next, all right. 5. I think we have 24, 23 plays. Again, apologize if I'm being a little bit low. But for this episode, hopefully you can just turn the volume up a little bit. One of his good traits to me is his yak. He's playing H-back right here. And let's watch. Again, good body control. They run a spot concept where you have the snag, the corner, the 7, and the flat route. So it's a triangle read for the quarterback, as you can see. Literally, it's a triangle. Hits Yeboah in the flat quickly. Trust him to win, to get a couple of yards. And again, it's first down, so they have some flexibility to see if you can just pick it up. Easy completion to the flat. See if you can get some yak. Obviously, Yeboah makes his quarterback right here. Shows him his eyes quick, open. Catches the ball, quick to turn up field, drops his weight, gets inside of the defensive back. Again, he just is playing angles. Hips are outside. He wants to cut inside of it. So he drops his weight, cuts inside, maintains his balance for the most part, at least enough to get to the end zone, and extends for touchdown. Awesome job of one, pushing off of his feet, maintaining not maintaining his upness, but staying up for just that extra split second with the left hand on the ground and propelling himself forward off that hand as well. Sure, yeah. Rip your fingers into the ground, just pull yourself forward as much as you can. Pull himself forward, touchdown. So little route into the flat, yak. Again, nothing overly complicated. Okay. They run a lot of these like look like they're going to be like an insert. It's like a tight end pop pass. They did a lot of this at Ole Miss, and a lot of his touchdowns were like this. Again, some of one of the runs I showed you before, he was an insert. Sometimes he's a sifter, like a split blocker. And then some of these runs, he will run to the linebacker and the last second move laterally, and after play action, just release vertically. So a lot of these pop passes. So a lot of easy touchdowns, to be completely honest. But I'm just showing you like where he got some of his stats from. This being one of them. Again, insert, pop pass, wide open, touchdown, track the ball, catch it, easy. Again, I think a lot of the stuff I'm gonna be doing today, and that's what's going to be a pretty quick show. One, because I can't talk too much, and two, because a lot of it's pretty simple, to be completely honest. So bad angle, willing block. He's right here, wide tight end on the left. This gun set, and they just run a counter OT with a quarterback. So Yeboah combo blocks to the Mike backer, and because these two guys are going to be the guard, the where is he? Oh, it's a center though. We call it like a QB sweep. Whatever. I'm not watching all these freaking blocks and then trying to figure out what the relationship is to the offensive lineman and seeing if I'm going to call it a buck sweep, a sweep, or power or whatever. But counter GT is with these two guys, so we can't call it that. Let's just call it a sweep for now because I'm not watching it a million times. Regardless, the front side's going to be pretty similar for any one of those plays between the play side tackle and tight end, and they are going to combo to the Mike backer or the backside backer, to the thin backer, whatever you want to call it in this situation. So I like that he gets hip to hip. The problem here with this down block is he overcommits. And this is where we see Benton talk a little bit about it, where he doesn't want guys to shove, which shoving get more close to a guy and you shove him for your chest. He wants more extension. I think he calls it push. I forget exactly, but he wants more of push where you're already extended. You're going to push a guy instead of shoving him from the chest, because shoves, like Coach Benton says, shoves lead to extra steps. And it also, plus that, it also leads to your hips turning because you're really trying to get into that guy and under that guy to push him. And when you're comboing, you want to be able to scrape off of that or come off of that combo to scrape to the second level. So you don't want to shove, you don't want to overcommit. And that's what we see Yeboah do here. Overcommits to it, chases that block a little bit, as some people like to call it, chases the block a little bit, and now his angles are off because obviously this linebacker is going to scrape to get over the top of him to get in on the play, and Yeboah chased the block, so now he's too far inside, so he's going to be able to scrape over the top. So not the best in terms of angles, knowing how to play that combo block. Now he gets his hands on and drives him, but this isn't ideal. Like ideally, he just completely washes this guy inside. But again, I like the effort here to get his hands on, and then do whatever he possibly can to make the play. So hands on, extension. You see a little bit of power there, even though he's just trying to hold his ground and make the play on the quarterback. So his feet are stalling. It's not like he's really trying to make a fight back into Yeboah. So good play, showing the angles, the overcommitment to the combo, but also the willingness. So it's pretty perfect in terms of showing both of those traits. Next play, right here on the bottom, or not on the bottom. Sorry, he's in a slot. He's a number 2 on the bottom, right next to his now Jet teammate Elijah Moore. So let's watch. I don't know what this play is. It's not letting me drag it down. Split hands release. Okay. Again, pretty simple. I don't think his route running is top notch. To be honest, a lot of what I saw at Ole Miss was him working into space, not working against tight man coverage, working into soft spots in zone, not necessarily asking for the most technical route running, not necessarily asking for the most technical breaks. So a lot of it's a question mark for me. This is not a bad release. He takes this like split release. You can either like do a split or get even. Sometimes it's like almost both in the middle, but a split release is, him taking this foot back to more even with the back foot. And you want to do that against aggressive press, because if you feel like this guy is going to jam you, you could throw him off by split releasing. So you're actually evading him, backwards. And then now he's going to be leaning, and now he's leaning into his hands, and now you deflect those hands, and now he's off balance. So that's when you want to do like a split release. So you see a little bit of a split release from here, bring the foot back, get even with it, and just work off the instep of that foot coming back right to outside. So quick to work into it. Paired with the hands, it looks like the left hand is going to wipe down on that. I can't tell exactly what wipes down on this outside arm, but wipes down on it, punches through, chops it, whatever it exactly is. I can't necessarily tell, but he's not able to maintain that contact with that left arm. This defender looks like a linebacker, and he gets vertical on him. You see some of that speed. He is open. If the quarterback wasn't to throw the ball so quick, whatever, target him on this like looks like a Haas concept. I didn't watch the whole thing, but looks like a Haas concept. He's open vertically. If he leads him either vertically or vertically and outside, it could be a touchdown. So good job with the release, with the split release hands, getting outside, stack them, get vertical. So pretty good release. Next, vertical threat. Okay. He's right here. It's like a Y off. Let's watch. Looks like they're running like cover 3 buzz. It's a little bit wonky because everybody kind of sinks down because of the play action. But Yeboah just runs a seam route from his Y off position. You have Moore who runs the post, and if let's say this is cover 3, it really stresses passing off of the vertical routes and stresses the linebackers carrying, whether it be like a rip Liz or whatever it is.